Good afternoon and welcome to our first Hot Jobs with Higher Military of the new year. How are you? Welcome back. How is 2024 going for you already? Really, really well, we hope. We're going to change up some things today. And as you are saying hi, as you are introducing yourself in the chat, we want to ask you a question. We would love to find out from you today at the end of this live what information you'd like us to share with you. So here are the two options, and the greatest vote wins. We are then going to segue organically into a conversation at the end of our live today, either about targeting the resume and creating a really competitive resume in application for any role that you are applying to, or we would like to know whether you would like to learn more about delivering optimally at interviews. So as you put in your location today and tell us where you are watching in from, please do share whether you would like to hear more about the resume and how to create a really great one, or how to be the best candidate at interview. And as you do that, as you get going with that today, we are going to take the opportunity to introduce ourselves up front. So Amber, over to you.
Well, thank you, Lucy, and Happy New Year to everybody here. I feel like it's been a couple weeks since I've been on our live, so I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. A little about me. I am on the recruiting team here with Higher Military. I'm an Air Force veteran, military spouse. I'm in San Antonio, and I'm excited to hear if people want to hear about the interview piece or about resume tailoring. I feel like I've talked about both of them at length today, so happy to share resources for either.
Matt, over to you.
All right, so I'm Matt. I'm one of the recruiters of the Higher Military, Marine Corps veteran. I live out in East Tennessee. I really like the idea of welcoming anyone to just ask opinions on what we want to talk about. This is an opportunity for you to just hear it straight from us and just give you some great advice on how to support your career. So if you have questions, please put it in the chats about what you want us to talk about, and we'll be more than happy to talk about it, especially that resume and interview tips. Those are huge, something we're very passionate about. I'll turn it back over to Lucy.
Thanks, guys. So if you have not joined us before, welcome. It is so wonderful to see you. Hey, Jorge. Hey, Ray, Damien, Pauline. Great to have you join us here. Oh, Serena's in Pensacola. I hope the weather there's not too bad right now. If you are one of our OG viewers and listeners, welcome back. Happy New Year. It's so great to have you back with us, and it's really lovely to see you. We have a whole host of information to share with you today, and ordinarily we start with the SkillBridge internship and then go on to the permanent roles that we have. We are switching things up for 2024, so we are going to lead off and lead in with permanent, so direct hire opportunities that we have right now. If you're not familiar with Higher Military, we are a staffing agency that supports the military demographic find meaningful employment in corporate America. That's a whole long sort of elevator pitch. What does that actually mean? We connect transitioning service members, veterans, military spouses, and dependents into roles in corporate America that are being hired for at the moment. We help you with the resume, we help you with the interview piece, and we make that introduction to that role to really support your journey and to give you the best opportunity and best chance of getting that role. That's on the permanent side. Equally, we perform the same function with SkillBridge Internship, or CSP if you are Army. We host on our website, highermilitary.us, all of the internships that we are working with and working on at the moment with various different companies across the US. Some are remote, some are on site. Unfortunately, these days, post-COVID, now that we are nearly 4 years post-COVID, a lot of the opportunities are back on site again now, and people are moving away from the remote piece. But we do the same thing. We really help you optimize and create a fully targeted resume that will position you to that role, show that employer really what you are made of, why you should be considered, and then we help you in your journey. All of the companies that we work with on the CSP or SkillBridge internship side have a full intent to hire post-internship. Now, that doesn't always happen because you may not like it. Their budget or their headcount may change during the internship. But when they engage with us at first point of contact, there is always a full intent. And we do that because we have a commitment to you, our military community, to really support you in your transition journey. If you haven't followed Higher Military for very long on LinkedIn, I would love to draw your attention to a couple of rolling events that we have regularly. First is, well, we have this LinkedIn every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so do put this in your calendar. But equally, on a monthly basis, me and Mike Quinn, our CEO, we have an office hours audio event. So LinkedIn has the video events, it also has the audio events. And if you like to listen along, on Thursday at, I believe it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, we will open up our office hours and we will just chat to you. So anybody comes along, listens in. If you have any questions for Mike and I, we would love to be able to answer those for you. Unlike this event, that one is not recorded. So the conversations can become very humorous. There is a lot of back and forth. And if you don't have any questions to ask at the moment, or just as importantly, you don't know the questions to ask or you don't know where to start, definitely do listen in, because it will really give you an understanding and indication of what other people are going through in terms of their transition and their job journey. And it will help you. It might give you some motivation or some inspiration in terms of where you might need to go. A couple of other events that I would love to highlight for you today. Mike, our CEO, in conjunction with Alan Kahili, the Executive Vice President of Recruitment at Skillstorm, are having a LinkedIn Live on Mike's platform. So if you follow him, it will come up on his platform. If you don't, definitely give him a follow right now. He is Michael Quinn here on LinkedIn. And it is all about accelerating your tech career with Skillstorm. And so they're going to be having a conversation about how Skillstorm actually works, what goes on, the pros, the cons, and everything in between. And they love to have audience participation on that. So definitely do put that event on your calendar as well. One final thing, if you are new to LinkedIn and you're like, this is great and all, but how do I actually get going? Mike, on a monthly basis, alongside the USO transitions team, delivers a Mastering LinkedIn and Building a Personal Brand webinar. And that this month is on January the 18th. And that is at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So depending on your time zone, it's going to be dinner time into evening. So that's a great one for most who are working. So many people in the chats today. We will take your questions that you are asking, and throughout this, we will answer them. But as we go along, we are going to get going now with the permanent roles. Now, the way that we work, just again to explain, is for permanent hires, direct hires, whatever you want to call it, jobs, essentially, we can support everybody in the military community: spouses, veterans, transitioning service members, and dependents. So Amber, I'm going to hand over to you.
Well, thank you so much. Before I get started with direct hire, I wanted to give a quick shout out. Casey and I have been back and forth this morning via message. So thanks so much for joining this afternoon, Casey. And then I saw Brian also in the chat. So shout out, Brian. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. I'm going to be sharing several roles this afternoon. Direct hire. These are for folks that are looking for immediate employment. So if you were to get an offer today, you could start in the next week, next month, something relatively soon. So I'm going to start with a brand new role that I just posted a little while ago. This one is a technical business analyst. And our client is a leading public sector solutions implementation and operations improvement firm. They partner with health, education, human service agencies. This role in particular is working in the education sector. So it's a technical business analyst. It's completely remote. And this person is going to be supporting elements of our client's software development process. Specifically, they're going to be eliciting and writing functional requirements and specifications, developing test plans, things of that nature, testing solutions also, and updating the documentation. So requirements that they are looking for is about 3 years of experience in business analysis and technical solutions. Also, analytical and problem-solving skills are huge for this role. They're looking for somebody that does have a strong technical fluency. So this role is a technical business analyst. It's completely remote. If you're interested in this role, go ahead and type the job title in the chats. And after the live, I'll go back and drop a link for you so you can read the full job description. Okay. Next one I have is out in Owensboro, Kentucky. It's a dry dock supervisor. This role is perfect for our Coast Guard community. Our client is actually based right on the Ohio River in Kentucky, and they've been in the business of barge building and marine repair for over 100 years. So they're very established. They're a very tight-knit team. They currently have 3, and they're looking to bump up to 5 total team members out in Owensboro. So some of the requirements for this dry dock supervisor: strong understanding of OSHA and marine repair facility safety requirements. And they're also looking for somebody that has had previous leadership experience. So what you can expect is pretty typical 5-day work week. Sometimes they work longer and they cut that 5th day off. So they're working with a 4-day work week occasionally. Very rarely do they work overtime, but they have a pretty tight-knit team there. And this person will be supporting the site operations manager, and we'll be dealing with daily facility repair for their team out on the Ohio River. So if you're interested, drop the title, Dry Dock Supervisor. For this position, our client is open to helping somebody with relocation. So just so you know. I've got one more position to share this afternoon. This one is in Herndon, Virginia, and it's a DevOps systems engineer. This particular role is working alongside a data science consulting firm that specializes in providing analytical solutions to both government and commercial sectors. Bachelor's degree is a requirement. They're looking for about 9 years of experience and a couple certifications there. Big piece on this one, though, is going to be the clearance. They're looking for a TSSCI with a CI poly. So that's a DevOps systems engineer. I've rambled a lot. I feel like, guys, I'll take a pause there.
And I've got questions to ask you. So whilst you've been talking today, Amber, we've had 3 or 4 questions that I think you can answer very quickly. So I'm going to fire them at you and give me your quickest win when it comes to it.
Sure.
I can't see a name on this one. Somebody's asked, how do I get access to the available jobs list?
Yep, that's a fantastic question. I wanted to touch on that. You can go to hiremilitary.us. There you're going to find all of our opportunities, loads and loads of resources for you. So hiremilitary.us, check out our website if you didn't hear something that you are interested in, jobs-wise, internship-wise, or resources.
Wonderful. Next question. Is there a membership fee?
There is no membership fee.
What do we think about fees when it comes to the military transition community?
Well, there's a lot of people that maybe use resources and things like that cost, but there's also plenty that are free to our community for resume writing, for interview preparation, for career coaching, all of those good things. There's plenty of resources for everybody that are for free.
Daniel's asked, are there any jobs that post the pay range?
All of our roles post pay range. And so if you are interested and you want to take a look, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom. That's usually where we list our salary ranges for all of our positions.
And one final question. Somebody has asked, can they submit their resume to us, or do we have anybody that looks at resumes?
Oh, yeah. We all look at resumes because we're the ATS robot, right? That's us, though. Our eyes look at all resumes. And so if you submit your application via hiremilitary.us, somebody on our team is going to review it with their own 2 eyeballs.
What if they've just got a resume that they want us to look at just to see what it looks like?
There's a lot of resources for that, and they are free resources for that. To really compare job description alongside resumes and that sort of thing.
And I guess we ordinarily suggest that you connect with Hire Heroes USA because they do provide that free resource and they are a partner of ours. Unfortunately, as recruiters, our job starts when you are career ready. You know exactly what you want to do, where you want to do it, and you more or less have got a good semblance of a resume put together. We then work from that point onwards. Anything before then, you need to engage with a career counselor, and that would be an organization like Hire Heroes USA or Vet Jobs. So we definitely can connect you with those. One final question for you, Amber. Yeah. If people have said that they are interested right now, how are they going to hear more about that information? And I think I have made a mistake here, actually. So we might need to, because we've changed the format a little, I might need to qualify and clarify a little better. If you are interested in a role that we talk about, please do put the name of the job title, not just interested, because how do we then share the detail afterwards?
Talent pool or apply. Those are two options on our website. If you are approaching your internship window or application window, but you don't see something just yet, you can always join our talent pool. That's where we always go first place when we post new opportunities, so that we can see, does anybody match what we're needing in terms of qualifications. Did that answer your question? I don't think I did.
It did, but just one last thing. If you've put interested in a specific role today, we will follow up after the event and we will share the URL to apply. And the reason we don't do it as we are talking is because as soon as we hit enter on that URL link in the comments, LinkedIn doesn't like it and they delete it straight out again. So we do come back. So give us 20 minutes or so to share that information with you. But you are right. Our talent pool, otherwise known as a registration database, is where you need to throw your details, put your resume. If you don't hear anything today that really suits or satisfies your career goals and what you're looking to do, our roles on our website change regularly. Probably every 2 or 3 days, we add new ones, we take away those ones because we are reacting to our corporate partners' needs and their requirements. So if they fill a role, we will take it off of our website. If they start recruiting or hiring for a role, we will add it. Amber, that has been amazing. Thank you so much. I really
Yes, of course. One more time, can I really quick just go through, because we did ask people to drop it in the comments, the job titles that I talked about this afternoon. The first one is a technical business analyst. That was completely remote. I had the dry dock supervisor out in Kentucky. And then the last one is the DevOps systems engineer. So if you're interested in any of those, just drop the job title. I'll come back afterwards and share links with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And that was for all of those roles were permanent roles in corporate America that are open to the whole of our military community. Spouses, veterans, transitioning service members, and dependents can apply. Matt, I'm going to come to you now and we are going to talk about SkillBridge. But before you get going, will you share with us who is eligible to apply for a SkillBridge internship?
Yep, absolutely. So again, talking about SkillBridge, this is for transitioning active duty service members. So, at Higher Military, that's what we do. We provide CSP or SkillBridge opportunities. So your availability window within your last 180 days of active duty. So take your end of service date, back date, 180 days. That's your window that you're available for this internship with, whatever companies are out there, the ones that we partner with or whoever you have available. Because, there's a lot of folks out there that can't find, companies in their area. We can kind of help facilitate that. If you have somebody that's waiting to get their foot into the door, we can basically get them approved through Higher Military, and we facilitate the entire process for you through them. Within that 180 days, depending on branch of service, I know some, depending on rank, there's a lot of scrutiny out there with, the availability and getting approved, things like that. So that's some things you got to talk to your command about and your providers to be able to, make sure when your availability is. Generally, a lot of our partners, they want at least 90 days from somebody. That's just, and it's also for your benefit too. You want to make sure it's the right fit for you. Everybody talks about it's the right fit for the company. Make sure it's the right fit for you as well. I think that's something that's often overlooked. Again, these are, high probability of employment. That's what we want. We don't want somebody that's just going to, take somebody out for up to 6 months and then have you move on and try to find another career. We want you to have an employment with that company when you transition from active duty. But I'm going to talk about a few different positions today. Again, these are SkillBridge internships. The first one is an aircraft mechanic. Now, there's a couple different levels for this, but it's in Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio, Texas. It's a multi-technical aviation company specializing in contract labor, aircraft, engine inspections, audits, aeronautical engineering, you name it. But what you'll need, so they have one for licensed and non-licensed mechanics. So basically, you need to have commercial or military experience. If you have, 6 months of experience, you need to have the A&P mechanic, or you need to have 3 years if you don't have the license. And if there's any type of airman training programs that you have available, but what they really need is experience working on Boeing 700 series, C-130, KC-135, KC-10, VC-25. It's a whole bunch of different platforms you need to be familiar with that they're looking for. And they are very eager to bring folks on for a skill bridge. And when I say eager, they really want people to start very soon. And they keep giving us these different locations that want to bring people on board and work for them once they get out of the military. There is a very high probability of employment as long as you prove yourself and your capabilities during the internship. But if you're interested in those, or people that are, share the information with them. Again, those are aircraft mechanics licensed and non-licensed in those different locations. The next one that I'm going to share is really, it's in 2 different locations, and this is with Masonite. And what they have is 2 different EHS coordinator positions. One is in Kirkwood, New York, and I'm going to butcher this, and I'm sorry, Texas, but Nacogdoches, Texas. I'm going to go ahead and assume that was correct because I said it. It's a amazing opportunities. If you've been to these before, you've heard us talk about Masonite countless times. We've had them on live with us. Very robust veteran resource group within the company and really embodying the mentorship within the veteran community in that company. But for this, what they're looking for is 2 different EHS coordinators, environmental health and safety coordinators. They'll audit and maintain facility EHS systems. You're making sure everything is functioning properly, and you're driving company safety policies and practices. And this is something a lot of people coming out of the military have. And you can have degrees. They really do want somebody with a bachelor's degree. There's the environmental health and resource degrees that are out there. But you're acting as a voice at the plant, concentrating on risk behaviors, conditions, and you're voicing concerns to leadership to improve the safety. And that's a huge part of what they do there in door manufacturing is safety. They want somebody with 3 years experience in EHS in a manufacturing environment. Coming out of the military, you might wonder, well, that's not very applicable to very many people out of the military community. I think aircraft maintenance, I think facilities maintenance, working with HVAC systems, plumbing systems, you name it, that EHS is huge. But even bigger is like a continuous improvement or lean certifications. I know a lot of people coming out of the military have those. Those are great ones to have. But what's great with what Masonite does, they find, the value in what you've done and gotten very good at translating your experience to, what they need. And they're willing to work with you to, increase those skills. But again, those are 2 different EHS coordinator positions in Texas and New York. And the last one I'm going to share, brand new as of yesterday. There's going to be a ton of interest in this, I think, because it's a project analyst and it's remote. It's very specific type of background that they're looking for. So, I'm only going to give wave tops of everything. Again, you can see everything up on our website about the different responsibilities that they're looking for. But with American Microgrid Solutions, they want, a project analyst conduct energy analysis of facilities and solution conceptual design. So you have to have that background or like the ability, some type of, core skills with energy analysis, project analysis, passion for renewable energies and distributed energy. The strong academic background, they want somebody, undergraduate degree, nuclear flight experience, other technical backgrounds or certifications, so engineering, power electronics, things like that. So I think those are some of those backgrounds that can help you get your foot in the door and use that skill bridge time to really get the experience that they're truly looking for. But again, that's a project analyst. It is remote. Again, for skill bridge, transitioning service members only for this one. But if you're interested in any of those positions, whether it's EHS, the project analyst, or the aircraft mechanic, you can put that in chat. We have probably 40 more on our website right now. Those are just the 3 that we're sharing this week. So please see what else is out there and check out the full job description so you can start tailoring the resume, which I think we'll talk about here shortly. But yeah, I think that's about it. I know there are some questions. Sorry?
I've got them for you. I'm ready to fire them at you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Robert asked, if I'm National Guard coming off of a deployment, would I be eligible for skill bridge?
Yeah, if you're a National Guard, you are qualified. You need to have that conversation with your command. Did I?
That was me. Yeah.
Okay. Have that conversation with your command, and everyone just needs, I get the question a lot about reserve status and things like that. You just need to make sure you're on active orders. That is a conversation you have to have well before your end of service date. I'm talking a year out. I know, commands can change, mission changes, you name it. Have that conversation a year out and make sure to get their verbal approval. I know that's not binding or anything like that, but like get that approval so you can focus your search, because ultimately they are the ones that are approving it. I'm not approving anything. Your command is the one approving it. If you have CSP coordinators or you go through the Air Force system, they go through that approval process. But you have to have that conversation with them well ahead of time.
Next question. Daniel asked, well, actually, I might be able to answer this one. I've been trying to assist with getting a company approved and what they need to do for approval. However, I feel like they're dragging their feet, although they are saying they are working on it. I think both Matt and I would agree that they probably are working on it. It takes an awful long time to get a new company registered and signed up with the DoD SkillBridge internship program. And if that's something that you feel like you might need support on or help on, that we can host that SkillBridge internship on their behalf. So if that's something, Daniel, you want to get in touch with us about and have that conversation, we can do that with you. Next one. Mark M has asked, do we have any SkillBridge internship opportunities for senior military personnel?
We have SkillBridge internships for every rank and branch of service. That does not matter. Once you transition out, it's different. Like there's no one's really going to care about rank. They're not going to care about how many years you were in unless it's relevant to what you're applying for. I think the longer you've been in, you've gained some extremely valuable experience that you bring to the table that's above somebody that might have only spent 4 years in. However, it depends on the qualifications that you bring to the table, and that's more important. I would recommend connecting with some other folks that have transitioned out, done the skill bridges in certain industries, and really try to get some information about what makes you competitive. We hear it a lot, the rank isn't necessarily going to help you. It could. It depends on what you did and if the experience is relevant. Long story short, yes, we do.
We do. And we have roles at every level, don't we, ordinarily? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to just share a bit more information in terms of other programs that we are working with. One, we mentioned Mike is in conversation with Alan Kahili on Thursday from Skillstorm, talking about how to accelerate your tech career. Well, Skillstorm is actively seeking transitioning service members at the moment for its full-time immersive tech training program, and this is through Cool funding. So if you have access to Cool, then this is for you. They have 16-week programs that equip you with the skills needed for a successful career in either cloud, cyber, security, or Java. And they are starting a project management one too as well. The courses start every 2 weeks, and they are absolutely dedicated to supporting our military community. What I would say on that one is, and it goes back to that last conversation that we had, it's not necessarily about your rank when you come out of the military, it's your certifications and the experience that you have. So if you are looking to enter into this field, it might be worthwhile taking a look at Skillstorm. You can find the details under our SkillBridge internship opportunities on our website above here. Second of all, we have an awesome program with a company called PMS. They have a cyber training cohort. They are looking for people with no cyber experience. This is fully immersive, and people who are looking with no IT background who are looking to get into cyber post-active duty. It is a 3-month learning experience, and their next cohort is starting, and you have to be able to be eligible and start on this date, and that's the 29th of April. So if you are interested in hearing more about that, that would be the cyber training cohort. If you drop sort of a comment below, we will send you the link for that one. And 2 more to go. We are running out of time here, actually. I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about the resume. We might have to put that at the front of next week, you guys. Veteran service brands. We work very closely with this organization to support them in terms of amplifying and marketing their franchise opportunities across the US. So they have 4 different business lines. This is purely an organization that supports the veteran community. They do not work with non-veterans. So everybody who owns a franchise is a vet. So it is a home away from home. The 4 brands are GeForce, which is parking lot striping. They've got another one, which is Field Ops, which is athletic field markings. Another one, which is Mark 1, epoxy flooring. So if you thought about setting up your own business and you are good with your hands, these would be great for you. And the final one is Paint Core, which is a residential and commercial painting business. So this is a turnkey opportunity with all initial and continuing support. It, like I said before, is a home away from home, and working with like-minded colleagues who are there at the touch of a button to support you every step of the way. We love this company. And finally, we have opportunities with an organization called Acuity International. All of their vacancies are downrange, mostly in Iraq and Somalia, and they have got various different positions in security, intel analysis, and medical technology. So if you are like, you know what, I'm getting out, but I've got the ability to go back downrange again for X amount of time, I want to do this. Like I said, the roles are in security, intel analysis, and medical tech, and that is Acuity. So you can pop Acuity in the comments and we will come back to you on that. We have run out of time. Amber, Matt, it's always a pleasure doing this with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And if you are new, thank you for joining us today. It's been wonderful to see your name, and all of those old faces that have joined us, welcome back. Happy 2024. Need to get that one right. If you have further questions for us today, or we haven't answered yours, please do pop it in the chat and we will come back later on this afternoon and share as much information as we possibly can. Take care, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I think we will start off next week talking about the resume. Take care, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.